Hey, my name is Holly Lamb and we're starting off at the Dollar Tree. Have you been over in the kitchenware section and noticed the new bamboo cutting boards? They're a little bit bigger and a little bit different design. I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison because I have used the smaller ones before, but we're going to use the new one today. Now, I'm going to be using a mixture of two different transfers by Redesign with Prima. This is Blossom Bunnies, and so cute. And then the other one is called Bunny Tails. And I bought them from a Etsy creator called Canterbury Creative. And but lots of Etsy dealers have them, and they run about $15.99. That's the normal for this size pack. There's 3 sheets in each, and they are so cute. They've got so much detail, and I've worked with Redesign with Prima transfers before and love them. Now, this cutting board was a smooth, slick looking surface, which is what transfers usually love. But oh my goodness, this, if you do anything and you want the bamboo look behind it, here I'm just kind of making my design, and then I'll pull them off. I do anything I want in the back ground to go first, and then work from there. Here we go. I decided to flip it around. I wanted a little bit of that bamboo texture to show on the back. Okay, usually a slick surface like this was, I thought I didn't need to prep it or do any kind of sealing. And if I ever do this with the bamboo backing again without painting it or anything, I will be sealing this with a Mod Podge or some type of sealer, maybe taking it outside and spraying it with a Rust-Oleum clear, something, because this was not a good surface for these transfers. Now, I am very persistent. I try all the little transfer sticks. That's the one that came in this particular pack, but I ended up using the old one, the darker colored one there. That's what Redesign used to send out. I used that one for the rest of this, and I was very persistent. I had to come back a couple times because my pointer finger there got really worn out and tired after a while, but I kept at it, and it did eventually transfer. But for the rest of this video, I learned from this one, I will be sealing all surfaces, the painted surface. I'm going to be doing some transfer on the smaller bamboo cutting board, the older one, and I will be sealing it with Super Matte Mod Podge, which is one of my favorite Mod Podges. The Super Matte is a beautiful, perfectly matte finish that doesn't show any kind of brush strokes, and you'll see in the reveals here in a little bit. I will cover this with the Super Matte as well because I wanted that, bamboo look. I didn't want a super shiny look. I wanted it to look kind of natural. I love this transfer. It's very detailed, but the colors are very muted and kind of sweet. And I love the way it looks on this bamboo background. If you look at my counter there that I work on, it's made out of bamboo. Our floors are bamboo. We like this down here in South Georgia. We have a lot of bamboo around, and so there we go. And I'm just, designing it the way I want, and I'm going to end up putting some carrots there. And I'm just using that backer sheet to make sure everything is really down before I will, seal this up. Okay, so here comes the star of the show, my Super Matte Mod Podge. Oh, and Yuri made a quick appearance. He's making his cameo. He likes to come up and see what I'm doing. So there we go, all sealed. And I'm decorating my hutch right now in my dining room. And there is our carrot patch, the finest carrots. And what a fancy little bunny he is holding his carrot. And I love the bamboo in the background. I put a couple little butterflies there. These two transfer sets are fabulous. I just love them. So here we go. There's the older one. I've already put some wallpaper on one side. I decoupaged that. Looks like I put some gloss on there as a finish, but I am going to be using only the Super Matte Mod Podge today in today's video. So I learned from my last DIY, and I am going to be sealing everything. I don't care how slick the surface looks. I know that transfers love glass, so that would probably be the only thing I would not seal first. Now, make sure that your sealer is completely dry, or the transfer will just pull up the sealer. But I was sure this was dry. It was all dry, and I'm gonna put my little daisies there. In the background, we're gonna put that cute little carrot car and the little bunnies inside. Now this had a little bit of that transfer hanging off, and if I want to use it on the other side where the blue flowers were, I don't want this design kind of coming down the side. Sometimes I put the transfer coming down the side of a project, but I didn't want that for this one, so I just sanded that off with a nail file. And then look at this little carrot car. Oh my goodness, these little guys are having a good time. And transfers love to stick to themselves, so putting a transfer on top of another is not a problem. That works every time. And you do not have to seal it first. There we go. Now I'm going to do a little bit of wording. I don't feel like I have to I don't feel like I have to put wording on everything, but I thought this needed a little something on top. Rabbit and Company. Our two little fellas there. I decided not to put the little carrots under the wording, and I decided just to leave it like that. Seemed like a little too much. There we go. So I will seal this. Not sure what I'll be putting on top of it, but it'll be sealed up for whatever it does decide to do. Very cute. I like this design as well with the kind of darker and lighter boards there, but I think the new design is definitely my favorite. Okay, now we're headed off to the Restore. I love our Habitat for Humanity Restore. They always, for every holiday, they always kind of, I guess, gather it in the back as it's being donated and then put it out all together. At Christmas, it's just, tons of trees and all the Christmas doings. But right now, they've got their Easter stuff all in kind of one little section. So I'm going to take home these 3 little shelf sitters along with several other little things from this table. But I'm going to be doing some transfers on these. I love the sides of them, but 2 of them were the same, and so I didn't want that. I wanted to, have 3 that were different. And so this one had a little bit of damage. Now it was a really well done, these are really well done shelf sitters. So I'm going to leave the other 2 just like they are. I like the designs, but I'm going to paint the top, and we're going to use the transfers on these tops. Now this is plaster by Waverly that I get at Walmart. It's my white of choice. It's a little bit of an off-white, but it reads white with all of my kind of French country shabby chic ivory furniture. And so that is what I'm going to be using in this particular video. And then of course I need to seal it because we learned. Now usually I always seal over chalk paint for transfers. That's best practice. And so there we go. Okay, so 2 of the blocks are all set, good to go. And I'm going to take this napkin from the Dollar Tree. This is one of their spring napkins. They still have these out. And these are 2-ply. Usually Dollar Tree napkins are. If you get napkins from Home Goods or from TJ Maxx or places like that, they are going to be 3-ply most likely. And you want to get just that top designed layer is what you want to decoupage with. And again, I usually do decoupage with just the yellow label matte Mod Podge, but I had the super matte out, and that's what I was using for this at the time, so I just went ahead and used it. It's a little bit more expensive than the yellow label matte Mod Podge, but not that much. Not enough to really worry about it. And so I'm just lining up one edge with the top there, and then I'm just going to wrap it around, and I'll eventually cut off a little piece and finish it. You'll see it didn't quite make it. There we go. More of the super mat. All right, once that super mat was finished, we're ready for transferring. And this was cute. It said caution, adorable bunnies ahead, or cottontails ahead, I think. I'll show it up to you close once I get it on there. Let's see what it says. Cute as cottontails ahead, yes. And so, of course, I had to put a little bunny with a little white tail looking over his shoulder on this one. Some of the bunnies in this particular transfer set are like clothed and kind of like Peter Rabbit in the story. And some of them are, you know, just like bunnies you'd see out and about. I haven't seen the marsh bunnies come out on the side of the road as I'm going to school yet. Usually, of course, now it's April. It's April 1st today. I will probably start seeing the marsh bunnies. They're all little brown bunnies, and they come out for breakfast on the side of the roads as I'm coming around Sea Island Road to go to school. And it's always so fun to kind of look out for them. But I haven't seen them yet, so I'm still on the lookout. This is spring break right now, so I'm going to try to get a few videos out. But next week I'll start looking for the marsh bunnies. All right, so I just had to cut out one little section to finish this, and this is going to be the bottom of my little shelf sitter. We'll go ahead and stick that on, and we'll be ready to finish this one. Perfect. Just dab, dab, dab. I'm not even worried if I get a few little wrinkles. If I get anything over the edge, I'm going to take one of my nail files. I get these on Amazon. I'll link them below if you need some kind of a coarser grit nail file. These are 80 and 100 grit on, you know, one on one side, one on the other. And so they're a lot coarser grit than you're going to get in the, you know, at the Walmart or at Target. And they work super well for this kind of thing, for decoupage and for getting, you know, even paper. This is napkin, so it's super easy, but even, you know, full-fledged paper or cardstock will sand right off with this, you know, that 80 grit. And so I get those from Amazon, and they are great. All right, so I put whatever transfer I want in the background on first, and then I will cover it up with the little bunny. Now this one I'm going to kind of do a little, I didn't put him in because I didn't know, and so I'm going to have to do a little bit of work to get this one to work. Since I didn't put it behind the bunny, I'm going to just kind of guesstimate around his little body there, and then I'll put it on. So it still looks like it's behind him. And I didn't put any wording on these, only just the one that says caution. The other two I decided just to leave it with the little bunnies that are, you know, like that you'd find them in nature. No clothes on these. But so cute. All right, so everything, including the little sides, are getting covered and sealed with the Ultramat. And Ultramat, again, is so great. It won't show brush marks, or it doesn't even matter if you're going with the grain of the wood, like when I was sealing up that bamboo, it's just not going to show. Oh, there they are. Cutest cottontails ahead. And here they are. I added a little satin bow to the top of that one because he was kind of sitting there by himself, and I put that one on a little book stack that I made that already had a satin bow with it. He's got a little butterfly coming down on him. And those are the Dollar Tree salt and pepper shakers there, those eggs. All right, now way up high on the top of the hutch, we're back at the Restore. Last summer, they had a too hot to bicker sale, and so the whole store went half off. And so I was back in the lumber section, and this is the third. I got 3 of these little cabinet doors that all I had to do was fill in the holes where the handle went. And this is my last one. I'm going to have to get back out there and look for some more cabinet covers. There we go. Now I'm on the last one. This is the smallest one. They ended up being $1 each. It was amazing. Oh my goodness. And so I just use a little bit of my clear Gorilla Glue and put some air dry clay in there. And I did them all 3 at the same time. So I did this a long time ago. And so these have been sitting ready to roll. And again, I take my nail files and then just wipe off all the dust with baby wipe there. And it's ready to roll. Now, these were white, and I, of course, want mine in plaster, so you're going to see the very subtle difference that the plaster is, but once I get it painted, you'll see that it is not white anymore. It is that perfect off-white that I prefer. So I'm going to go ahead and give the whole thing a coat of plaster, and once that's dry, I'm going to seal the center. I didn't have to seal the outside, kind of the frame part, but I did want to seal the center. And then I am going to use, this is the bunny tails, or bunny trails. Is it tails or trails? Bunny trails, excuse me. And this one is the one where the little bunnies are all dressed up, kind of like their Peter Rabbit. Maybe Peter when he gets older. And so there I've kind of designed my little scene. I'll make some changes as I go along through here. I tried to get a different angle so you could see what I saw instead of doing it upside down, and my hair kept getting in the way. But I think I edited out most of my hair. Since you've watched me transfer already, transfers are just so easy. They're like adult stickers. And, and this is so easy to do now that everything's sealed. They just come off super easy. And Redesign with Prima has lots and lots of choices. You can even buy Redesign with Prima transfers on Amazon. And so they come super fast. You take your chances with your Etsy sellers. Some are faster than others, but it's, like real people doing it. So where I guess Amazon is also real people, but still it's supposed to be faster. It should be. And but they have a lot, but they didn't have these 2 particular ones. These are from their new release. Okay, now after I got them all transferred on there, I decided I wanted to use, this is ephemeral type IOD stamp. So I'm just using some random lettering. I'm using my potting soil ink that I use in a lot of my videos. It kind of is a golden brown. This is a Ranger ink. And I'm just putting some background, but it's going to be in front, but it blends in because it's the right color. I don't know. It needed a little something extra. I wanted a more mixed media kind of look to it. So I'm just not even trying to get full coverage on these stamps. And once you finish stamping with this permanent ink, you just want to get it right off of there with a baby wipe. And I got it a little overlapping right there under the bunny trails wording, and so I decided to kind of rub it off. But once it's set, it is permanent, and so you got to do that quickly if you kind of have a smudge. And then everything goes outside, and I'm gonna give the frame and the little bit of artwork that I've created there a nice spray with my Rust-Oleum matte clear. And I love this way this turned out. It's the perfect topper for my hutch. And some of my salt and pepper shakers. I'm kind of showing off some of, I've got lots of them. I kind of collect salt and pepper shakers. There's another set. And I just love the way the hutch turned out with these cute Prima transfers. Some of my spring sweets that I've been doing. I'll have more coming about the sweets. I want to read to you from the book of Job. We're from the Old Testament in this video. This is chapter 7, verses 7 through 10. But ask the animals, and they will teach you, or the birds in the sky, and they will tell you, or speak to the earth, and it will teach you, or let the fish of the sea inform you. Which of all of these does not know that the hand of the Lord has done this? In his hand is the life of every creature and the breath of all mankind. Thank you so much for watching today. I'll see you next time, and God bless. Bye-bye.